Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I just got out of the shower. Yes, I shower. I had to buy new shampoo. That's what I got, a different shower bar this time. I used my rose one all the way up, and I got the Manuka honey and almond bar. You can get it at Walmart, but I got mine at Amazon and I like it. I was asked to tell the story of okay, I'm gonna get over here. Sorry, I'm trying to find a good place to do a video before I have to go to work early in the morning. So I'm gonna do a quick video tonight and tell you a story time. I'm going to do 2 story times. I know I left the last story time with a hangover, cliffhanger, not a hangover. I left my last story with a hangover. Not a hangover, a cliffhanger. So, I am going to tell the story, and where I left off, I had the most embarrassing things that had ever happened to me, and I was telling stories about things that have actually happened in my life that have happened to me. And where I left off at that video, I was talking about the guy who used to peek into my car windows. He would take pictures of my license plate, and he would peek over the back fence of my house. He found out where I lived, and he would just like take pictures of my house. Well, one day I had family in town, and they decided they were all outside doing yard work, and I was making coffee for everybody. And my aunt thought it was weird because there was like this guy that kept like taking pictures, and he would try to climb the fence, and he would try to look over. And he kept asking my aunt, like, who owns this house? Who lives here? And my aunt pretended like she didn't hear him. And he was like, how long have y'all lived in the neighborhood? Who owns this house? What's the girl's name in the wheelchair? And my aunt didn't answer because she thought it was very creepy. So one day I am out grocery shopping. This is where it gets creepy. So I'm out grocery shopping at a local Walmart where I used to live. And I am listening to my earbuds, but I'm aware of my surroundings because I'm like looking around, and I'm taking my earbuds out to make sure nobody is around me, but I have my earbuds in. And so I go and I look, and I have the kids that I nanny for with me. So we were taking a trip, and at that time I was engaged, so I had my engagement ring on. And this guy starts approaching me, taking pictures of the children that I am watching, asking them if they're mine. So I say, yeah, they're mine, because I'm not gonna lie. I'm going to protect these kids. And I said, I don't appreciate. So I ended up calling the police while I'm in Walmart. And I explained to them the situation, and I said, I just don't feel safe. And I had alerted a manager, and I told the manager what I was going to do. So by the time the police get there, the gentleman leaves. And I give them a description of the guy, and they're like, okay. And a couple months later, I go to Target because I had a baby shower for a friend. And I was going to go to her baby shower. And so I go to Target, and I locked everything. I put the security system on. And when I come home, my back door is wide open. Wide open. So I immediately call the police because I smell a strong odor of BO and like an earthy smell. And so they start looking throughout the house. They start looking around the house, and it is snowing outside, and they see like weird footprints, and they know that I obviously didn't do it because I wasn't on my walker. And they know obviously somebody had tried to open the gate but couldn't get it open, because it does show that somebody tried to open it. So then I turn around and I talked to my uncle about it. And one day my uncle is out in public with me, and he witnesses it for himself. And I said, that's the same guy that's been following me around. And my uncle sees that he's looking in our car window. He's looking, taking pictures of my license plate. And I'm like, and when my uncle confronts him, he says that he went to high school with me. And my uncle said, that's funny because she was homeschooled. And he's like, no, she's not. So my uncle calls a friend who works for the police department in that area. And he explains to the guy what is going on. He gives the description. And next thing I know, I get this call. The cop shows up at my house. He goes, we're going to put you, I know you have a security system. Use it. And I had explained that we didn't think anything had been stolen, but I said it did smell like smoke in the house, and nobody's allowed to smoke. Nobody's allowed to do those things. So then I turn around, and this happened for about 4 years. I would get obscene emails at my old email address. And I ended up deleting it, but I did show the authorities first. And so I would get these emails like, I know who you are. You have no right to move into a new house. Why did you sell your old house? You have no right to live there. Getting really upset at me. So one day this guy comes to the door, and he claims to be with the Troopers Association. Now, I know darn well, because I know a lot of troopers, they don't come to the door asking for money. They don't do that. You can go to their website and donate, but they will never come to your door asking you to make a donation. And they don't usually wear plain clothes when they do it, so that gave me the first clue that something was not right. And then one day I got this, it was like 2:30 in the morning, and we kept hearing this bang, bang, bang on our front door. And so my aunt was in town, and it woke her up. It woke my uncle up, and we kept hearing the bang. So we finally called the police because it was so bad. On top of getting emails, on top of somebody being in our house, on top of everything that was happening, I did not feel safe. So my aunt said, hey, I'll extend my trip, and I'm going to stay down here longer with you so you'll feel safe. So one day my uncle contacts a friend of his, and he's like, hey, it's still happening. We're at the point where she's just scared to leave the house. And my uncle explains, and my uncle happened to get a picture of this guy's license plate, and he gave it to the authorities, and they were able to track the guy down, and they were able to talk to him and be like, hey, you can't do that. You can't. And he's like, oh, I went to high school with her. So they looked in the annual where I did go to high school for 2 semesters. And we did not know each other. He did not go to my high school. He had lied because they do have records of people that went. So they said, and he goes, oh, I met her on a dating site. Well, they looked into that. I've never been on a dating site. I've never tried dating sites in my life. This is how they found out somebody was using my photos. And it was somebody who was close to me and my mom. And I'm going to give a backstory of this whole story, and I'm going to be I'm not going to give the name of the person because it's irrelevant and there is a restraining order. But this girl was using my photos, and she had ended up going to a church that I was attending, and her aunt, I would babysit for her. So she, I would do things for her aunt. We would take her out places. We would do things with her. And she ended up using my photo on several dating sites. Zeus, OkCupid, Match.com, and Plenty of Fish. And she was going by the name of Katie Emily Green. Yes. Obviously, we know my name is Topanga. We know that I am not a Katie. I'm a Topanga. Duh. So, how we found out about this is the guy that was, and this is actually a backstory, and it's the creepiest and embarrassing thing that ever happened to me. This girl had actually met the guy in person. And he was like, why did you use somebody else? Why didn't you go to the date? Well, when the cops told him that I wasn't the one that put the profile out there, she was also, people I used to go to high school with for the 2 semesters I did, she was cyber stalking them. I felt so embarrassed. But we ended up catching her, and they took down all the sites, all my pictures. So I will never do online dating. I just don't think that's safe at all. But yeah, the guy ended up finding out that it wasn't me, and he did try to go to my bank and pretend to be my husband and try to take money out of my account, and that's how they were able to catch him, and they asked him just to politely leave me alone. And shortly, this had gone on for a 3-year time period when I first moved into this house. So it was kind of creepy, not gonna lie, but that is what happened, and it has stopped. But always be aware of your surroundings. And they did end up catching him. I have never seen the guy since, and I don't want to. But yeah, I do want to thank everybody for watching this channel, for watching this video. I am going to end it here, but there will be a video tomorrow and Sunday. There will be 3 videos on Sunday, and they will be vintage inspired videos, so I'm excited to do that for y'all guys. And also, we're going to be doing more story times of the creepy stuff that happens to me. But I love you guys. I will see you later. Bye.